Hey, Maria, back with another video. It's 11/23, Sunday, day 3 of turkey. Just kidding. I will be talking the turkey out later on tonight. But so I was thinking, yesterday about my Facebook account, and I know that there was a lot of drama that got started back in 2008 on Facebook, which eventually led to the situation that I'm in now, which I didn't ask for, which people have the right to have a Facebook account. My activity on Facebook, I would say, is very minimal. Every once in a while when there's nothing else for me to do, like, there's times where, I can't figure out what I want to do for arts and crafts or whatever. So I start looking through Facebook, But Facebook mainly at this point in my life is to connect with other targeted individuals. And I think there's a lot of people that I originally friended on Facebook who have other friends who somehow connect with me through these people. Some of these people are flat earthers and whatever. Yeah, it's all very well and cool, whatever. But and I'm always open to having friends on Facebook. Okay, it's a social site. That's what it's there for. But I oftentimes get people wanting to instant message me, like via phone calls or whatever, and those I can't. I will not accept those. My Facebook Messenger is basically limited for just very, very general use. I only communicate with 2 people on Facebook Messenger, and this is not to shut people out or be a snob by any means. It's just because what I experienced has been very traumatic for me, and I really just want to. I enjoy the posts that people send a post or they say thank you for the friend request or whatever. Those I usually respond to. I participate in those, but instant messaging is something I won't do. I've got to the point where it just creates too much nervousness, and I'm not comfortable with it. So, if I don't answer your call or whatever, please don't get offended. It's nothing that you did personally. It's just that I can't do that. I'm not comfortable with that at all. I also am not exactly comfortable with some of these groups that I end up belonging to that I didn't ask to be in. I think, it's funny because I think I asked to be involved in like one of the groups that was for targeted individuals, 2 groups that were for felt crafts, and I ended up in like 26 more. And I'm like, okay, how does that happen? I think, that's another reason why I think it's a bad thing for employers to look at Facebook, because you might end up inadvertently, against your will, completely unknown to you, belong to a group that you didn't ask for. That might end up being controversial. You didn't ask to be part of that group, and you somehow end up being part of that group, and you're not really affiliated with that group. So yeah, Facebook can send a false perception of people. I did go through the groups today, and I think I removed myself from all the groups I didn't ask to be in. Please don't take offense to it. It's just that, it's not because I feel like, employers should be judging me on my Facebook. It's just that I don't like to participate in things that I don't fully believe in. And, some of it is just, it's just something, maybe I never heard of it, or, I don't understand the original cause or the history behind it. So it's like, well, not going to affiliate myself with something that I don't understand or whatever. And it's better not to, okay? So you never know what people are putting you into. So, Facebook can be, useful for certain things, okay? And there's a lot of targeted individuals that post a lot of good information on Facebook. But, and that's why I'm there. I'm on Facebook for that reason. So don't get offended if I'm not answering your calls or anything like that. It's not, don't take it personally. It's just, I've gone through a lot, okay? And last night was just, it really hit me how hard this whole thing has been on me. It really has affected my life. I realize how different my life is now. and how my life has completely changed into a direction I never thought it was ever going to go into. And it is extremely depressing and traumatic for me. It is, okay? So people would think, well, what's wrong with talking to people? I've dealt with some people that I would say were quite hostile. That doesn't mean that you are hostile. People who are contacting me are hostile. But at this point, it's just I'm not in any position to want to socialize, any more than I have to. I've gone through too much. And it's not something that I'm forcing myself or making myself be that way. It's just a natural reaction. It's like the minute I get a call coming in, I immediately get tense and sick to my stomach. It's not anyone personally. It's just how I'm feeling. It's just maybe it's just something that has caused me entirely too much stress. So please don't get offended. If people write me text things on my timeline, I usually do approve those. But that kind of interaction is just something I don't do well with. So anyway, I'm trying to look for work. I'm doing the best I can. I'm plugging myself back into it this week, and I'm very, that is it's a topic that really puts me into a state of depression. It does. It puts me into a state of depression, anxiety, and fear, and it literally makes me sick. I realize how everything has gotten so confusing for me. Only because for things that I have no control over, but I'm determined. I really want to get back to work for several reasons. First of all, I miss working. Number two, I need to pay my bills and I need to pay them on time. And and number three, it helps me not feel so isolated. I've been in a constant state of worry and panic since I realized that something wasn't quite right. So it's taken its toll on me. It really has. And then interacting with other people in this state, this agitation, in this state of depression and whatever, it doesn't help. And I think some people might be reaching out and trying to be very kind. I'm assuming some people are doing this because they are being supportive, maybe, I guess, I don't know. But they might recognize me from YouTube or whatever, I don't know. Or maybe everybody in the world knows who I am since 2008. I have no idea how that works. That's what I'm assuming. People know me through that whole weird shit that happened back then. I appreciate the kindness. I do. If they are indeed coming from the right place, I do appreciate it. It's just I'm not in any position to communicate. I have a very one-track mind when it comes to getting shit done, and I'm the kind of person, until I have a job, I don't feel like socializing with anybody. That's just how it is. My shit has to be in order, and I don't like, being on unemployment. I don't like sitting around at home. I don't, especially for this long. After I left the last place, I wanted to get back to work as soon as possible. And unfortunately, I've been playing these dumb games, running around and going to bogus job interviews and whatever, and I don't have time for it. I don't have the time for it. I'm not asking for it. I don't want to play games anymore. And that right there alone is traumatizing. People are being made victims on Facebook all the time. And, Facebook could be very dangerous in a lot of ways, And so that's one of the reasons why I got rid of some of these groups. There was one group that somebody put me in, something about Democratic. I'm not Democratic. I've never affiliated with any political party. Something about Democrats trying to overthrow Trump or something like that. I'm like, oh hell no, please. I don't have anything personally. I don't really sit there and pick apart Trump. There's certain things I like about him. I'm sure he's got some weaknesses, but I'm not sitting here trying to do anything like that. So it's those sort of things that I'm talking about, how people can put you in these groups and you didn't ask to be in them, and then yet if something was like controversial or whatever, and this group is doing something that seems a little weird, not saying that they are, but I don't put people in those certain groups, okay, because that's a very serious thing, in my opinion, okay. So that's when it hit me. It's like, I need to go through every single last group and get the hell out, because I'm not going to, it's not that people have the right to have their political views. They really do. They have every right to in this country, as long as they're not acting against the correct order of the United States of America. But I personally don't have anything against Trump. I'm not trying to overthrow the man. You know what I mean? I can't think of one reason in my mind, why I would have this beef with Trump. Okay, I don't have a beef with Trump. But for some people who do and who are brave enough to sit here and raise that kind of hell, then whatever. But I'm not. Okay, I don't. It's not that people shouldn't stand up for what they believe in, but sometimes people are being part of groups that they didn't ask to be in the first place. And I do appreciate invites from certain groups, because some people think maybe, it'd be nice for her to be a participant, or maybe you just want to go through a list and invite everybody that you're friends with. I don't know how exactly that works, okay, but Maria doesn't affiliate with just anything. Maria tries to be very, Maria, I refer to myself as a third person. It's kind of a joke, but, it's been going on forever, but Maria is very, what's the word for it? I'm just picky, okay? I mean, it's just when it comes to certain things like that, especially things that relate to anything political, you got to be careful about stuff like that. You know what I mean? I haven't been asked to join anything that would be considered like a terrorist organization, okay? But you never know what goes on in Facebook, so you need to know what exactly people are putting you into, okay? So you can't just sit here and let people run amok on Facebook. You know what I mean? And so I would encourage everybody to do something like that, because you might be in a group that you had no idea. I know you get notifications, but those notifications start popping up so much that you're just like blah 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 blah, whatever, right? You don't pay attention to every single last one that comes in. Usually I get the friend requests, and then I kind of approve them. I mean, I don't know these people from Adam, okay? So it's like, I approve them because, so-and-so would say, well, so-and-so mutual friends, and so since you started off with a small group of friends, and these people it snowballs into that, then you go ahead and approve it. But when it comes to the groups, it's like, I got to pay attention to those. So, unless, of course, it's something that I've expressed interest in, please, I think it's very nice that you want to invite me, but please don't invite me to, without my consent, or force me, or put me into a group that I didn't ask to be a part of, only because it's for your own protection, it really is. It's for your own protection. I think somebody else asked to be removed from the group too, and I'm thinking, that's a wise decision. It's a very wise decision. So I think, I kept thinking, can you just remove yourself from the groups? I went into the groups, realized I had a shitload of groups that I was a part of that I didn't ask to be in or didn't agree to, and then I just went ahead and erased them all, and I hope that reflects, on the account and everything's legit, because I don't want to have any problems, Facebook has been a source of discouragement for me. So some people will say, well, how come you're still on? Well, I have my reasons, okay? I do take advantage of Facebook Messenger for special reasons, and then I also, do like to communicate with other targeted individuals. I would say that they really don't. Most people, like everything else, they kind of misuse Facebook, and I wish people were a little bit more, what do you call it, a little bit more organized or directional. Like, if LinkedIn is for looking for work, then let's use LinkedIn for using it for looking for work, okay? It's not like, I don't know what people use it for, a social site or whatever. It's for looking for work. networking with other people, okay? And that's what it's used for. Facebook is a social site. It certainly is, okay? But if I'm in a group specifically wanting to talk to targeted individuals or people who have alternative thinking or whatever, and that's what I'm there for, okay? I'm not there to, talk about anything else. That's what I'm there for, okay? And so, that's how I use Facebook or any other social site that I belong to. But, anyway, I think I've only been talking for 5 minutes, which is rare for me because I can just go on and on. Not leaving the house today. Staying in the house. And I got to call some of these utility companies and work out payment arrangements, which I'm tired of doing. And I'm just tired of it. You know what I mean? I want to go back to work. I want to desperately. And it's hard. It's hard looking for work. It is. It's hard because I'm tired of dealing with, these weird baiters and stupid stuff. And, all of this should have never happened in the first place. What I'm talking about that is I'm saying there was no reason for the hostility. I wasn't even aware of any of that shit. Wasn't aware of any of it. I had no idea what was going on around me until just recently, and I put everything together. And that's not psychic. It's some of it. It's just like, after 600 videos, you're like, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. I don't go anywhere but home and work, and then you start thinking, okay, well, I remember doing this, 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 and this. Then you draw the conclusion, okay? Yes, I'm intuitive, you know what I mean, to a certain degree, but most of it's just like it's detective work, basic detective work from all the damn videos that I put out, you know what I mean? So then it starts to make sense, and I still don't know everything, and there's a part of me that just longs to have that kind of closure, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be so uncomfortable with this whole issue if I just went back to work and got on with my life, which is what I really want to do. I felt boxed in. I felt like my life was controlled, like I didn't know how to make my next step. You know what I mean? And that's the bad part, when you are on some weird list and you don't know how do you proceed, how do you move on with your life, I'm free from my family. I don't have anything to do with them, and I don't have anything to do with Joel's family or anything else. So I've had a lot of anxiety over this issue, more anxiety than I can even handle. And sometimes, I have to shut down. Like, I just lay down, in my room and just, want to shut everything off, just get out of my mind. Like, what I mean by that is just, rest, get some sleep. You're not under stress into your sleep, you know what I mean? And so, but I've rested enough, you know what I mean? It's time to get back and go to work, I need to go to work. That's what I want to do, and that's the only solution to my problem. And the problem with it is that when you're dealing with people who are making your mind for you, they keep thinking about how they would feel. Well, I would want rest. I don't want to rest. You know what I mean? When I left my last job, I kept thinking, okay, let's get back to work. I need to get back to work. But it's not like that. It's like, you don't, that's, I can go on and on and on about why, it's a good thing for people to choose other people's jobs or that kind of thing. I can go on and on and on about it. But it puts me in a very awkward situation. I can assure you that the collective who got involved in this, like, for example, my last employer over at Organized Sports or whatever, she's not costing us a thin dime for any inconveniences that she's caused me. She's not, okay? And, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I didn't ask to be put into this situation, okay? I didn't ask for it, didn't want it. I left her place of employment because of the harassment and stress that was being caused, and I had the right to start all over again. So then what she do? She follows me. Don't do that. I don't want that. I don't want it. I have the right to go on with my life.